They are strictly the hottest couple on and off the dance floor. It seems they've been struck down by a Latin fever in the West End.
We're
Sounds
talking,
painful.
of course...
A Latin fever in the West End.
That's you we're talking about. It's Darren Bennett and Lilia Kopelova and the new stage show. How are you?
I'm very tired, but
Exhausted,
but
but going very well.
Last night.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's fantastic, but very tiring, but we're just so excited to be doing
Just what you need to be dragged into breakfast straight after
exactly.
your second night on stage.
Well, neither of us have sort of like slept for 5 weeks because we've been in production of the show and of course, you know, sort of choreographed everything. So we've been going home at night and choreographing until quite late the following day, and then your brain's still buzzing and going. So in actual fact,
like 24/7.
yeah.
Well, let's see.
Rest.
Let's see if it's any good.
We shall see.
What do you think?
Yeah.
That's it.
How do you rate yourself?
It's really scary to
Sitting
be
here,
watching.
we're very nervous. We've not seen any of that, of course, because you know we're always on stage and we're sort of like taking notes from front of house.
Yeah.
And so no, it's great to see what it looks like on there.
When you watch that back and you see like the close-ups on your footwork, are the pair of you
What
thinking,
marks would you give
oh,
yourselves?
you know, I should have got that right, should have got this
Couple
right.
of marks.
Yeah, you know, it was probably as Lynn would say, a 7 or something like that, probably.
Yeah.
You know, we've really enjoyed putting it together,
Yeah.
and you know, there's a lot of dancing in there.
Isn't there?
But it's
Yeah.
something we've really enjoyed doing.
Because it's 2 hours of dancing. In
Yes,
any
nearly
other,
2 hours, yeah.
I mean, at any other time, do you ever dance for that long? Is this the first
Yes,
time
we
you-
do. I mean, we've competed for many years, and we're used to endurance. But the difference is we're used to doing long days and a lot of dancing, but not every single day. We're used to doing a lot of training every single day, but not performing for so many hours every single day. So that's going to be a good test. But I think we're going to be okay because we're so excited and it's such a big thing for us that we're going to get ourselves through it.
Yes, and you're more than just on-stage partners, of course, aren't you? Because you go home together and you live together.
yes.
And so if it goes wrong on the night or it goes well, I mean, all of
We
that...
have got
you
a
kind
separate bedroom in the house, so that's okay.
Oh, so if there's a...
It is an argument.
There is now.
We sort of like have a really good policy there because, you know, the show is the show, it's work. So, you know, we can argue when we choreograph, we can argue if something doesn't go right in the show. But, you know, as soon as the shoes come off, it's like, well...
Don't take it home.
You can discuss it the following day. Again, you take notes and we have a call, we have a cast call and we go through the notes. So Lilia will say to me, you were late on that, and I'll say to Lilia, you were late on that. And, you know, so it's one of those things. At the end of the day, it's part of the show and it's part of the learning process. You know, we never go intentionally wrong, you know, and it's one of those things, isn't it, that if it doesn't go right, you have to correct it for the following night.
And who do you complain about each other to? Because normally, you know, you'd come home and
we have our co-director, Alex Worrell, who came on board with us for the show, who's sort of like our sort of real third eye and sort of keeps us on the straight and narrow.
Is he a sounding board? Because sometimes you need to let off steam about...
So she is,
sorry.
yes. And she's like a referee, actually,
Right.
as opposed to a sounding board. You nearly got her a black and white striped top for the beginning of rehearsal because we're known for sort of like having differences of opinion, which is good. It's healthy to have that. But she's been great because, again, our skills in choreography are very much more geared towards the competitive arena of dance and everything else. So we sort of... It's great to have somebody that was with that theatre background with us on board.
Now, think about Latin, and we're watching this now. What do you do? What dances you're doing here?
Well, this is the Argentine tango.
Which, I mean, it's so extreme, isn't it? Almost kind of absurd, you know, the movements and things. It's a very stylised kind of a dance, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well,
Not one really you could do at home.
No, but I don't think you could any of the Latin American dances. You know, they are very stylized, all of them, and they've got certain characters. And I think that's the most important thing in our show, that we really try to get those characters across through the costume, through the choreography, through the character, you know, trying to get the couples to really act out the dances, because I think it's very, very important to get it across to the audience.
It's lovely that you're a couple as well as dancing together, because there is something so intimate. I think whenever people watch Strictly, they're thinking, my goodness, how can you be that intimate and not be a couple? You know, it kind of helps as well, doesn't it, having that chemistry?
Well, many people ask us things like, are you not jealous when you dance with other celebrities on the show? And no, we're not, because it's part of the job, and I think with dancing there comes a bit of acting skills as well. And you have to do it, and if you have an actor kissing some woman or a man, you know, it doesn't mean that they're in love. But you have to get that across to the audience, because that's the character of the dance, and that's what has to be done. So it kind of becomes part of the performance.
And I'm sure you're both fiercely competitive.
Oh,
are you
yes.
not? Does that mean you kind of challenge each other to up the level
Very
each
much
time?
so. Even with this show, you know, we're competitive by nature, and we've sort of challenged each other in what we've brought to the show, all these different elements. Again, the great thing about the show is that some of these numbers, the swing number is nearly 17 minutes long. And what we've done, we've sort of, again, created a whole theme for the number. It's not just we go on and we dance. There's a whole scene-setting process, and there's a whole story to each number. The tango, there's a whole story, because we involved a lot of other couples in the show with us. And that's been really interesting for us to do, to create stories and to create more of a theatre-type feel. And we've challenged each other very much on that.
Is there a particular crowd pleaser that you know, they always, you know, you go out and everyone loves it?
I have to say, well, so far we've only done 2 nights, and the feedback that we've had, people absolutely love the tango because they like the story of it. I think people really enjoy the swing number, they enjoy our rumba. But generally, I think just people at the moment just really sort of positive about the show, so far so good.
The audience of the last 2 nights have been really, really up for it, and you know, they give you the energy to give as much as you can every night, which is what you can ask for them, which is great.
Well, given that you're performing last night, you're looking pretty good on it, the pair of you, very bright.
What we look and what we feel like are different things.
It's absolutely taken off, hasn't it? And that, I suppose, you know, you can capitalise on that by doing this show. But when does Strictly start again? Because people will be desperate to know.
It'll be kicking off I would imagine,
autumn time,
you know, for the cast around sort of August, and then you know, sometime in September. And you know, off everybody goes again.
Yeah.
Well
done for coming in so early in the morning.
Well, thank you for having us.
And good luck with it. Latin Fever. Thank you very much indeed, Darren and Lilia. That is it for today. We're going to be here across the weekend.